After Zara's rescue, she spent several days carefully planning her next move with Luke in the Brightport community. Knowing she had to return to Zarathia, Zara wanted to ensure she would not face Kalen alone again. Luke worked tirelessly, upgrading Zara's ship and providing her with new defensive equipment, determined to keep her safe. "I wish you didn't have to go back," Luke admitted softly as he completed a final system check on Zara's ship. "I must," Zara replied gently, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "My people need stability, and I must restore peace. But your kindness and support will go with me." Luke nodded, understanding her responsibilities. "Promise me you'll stay safe," he said earnestly. "I promise," Zara assured him warmly. When the day of departure arrived, Brightport gathered to see Zara off. Zara felt deep gratitude for the friendship she had formed here. She embraced Luke warmly, thanking him once more for his unwavering support. "Come back soon," Luke said softly, his voice filled with emotion. "I will," Zara replied sincerely. "Brightport is a part of me now." Zara boarded her ship and set course for Zarathia. The journey gave her time to think deeply about the challenges ahead. She was determined to confront Kalen and restore peace without further violence if possible. Upon arriving on Zarathia, Zara found the political atmosphere tense and uncertain. Her loyal supporters quickly gathered around her, relieved and inspired. By her return, Zara addressed her people, speaking clearly and calmly, promoting unity and reconciliation. "We cannot heal through division," Zara stated passionately. "Our strength lies in coming together." Her speech moved many, and support for Zara quickly grew. Kalen, however, refused to accept Zara's call for peace, continuing his aggressive stance. Knowing confrontation was inevitable, Zara prepared carefully, aiming to minimize harm and resolve the situation swiftly. Back on Brightport, Luke anxiously awaited news of Zara's progress. Unable to sit idle, he decided to gather a small team of skilled engineers and security experts to assist Zara from afar. Together, they built advanced communication devices and support systems to help Zara in her efforts. Soon, Luke managed to establish secure communication with Zara. Hearing her voice brought immense relief. "Luke, your devices are working perfectly," Zara said gratefully. "Thank you for your help." "We're here for you," Luke replied warmly. "Stay safe and let us know how else we can assist." Using Luke's advanced technology, Zara coordinated with her loyal supporters, strategically positioning her forces around Kalen's strongholds. She was determined to resolve the conflict peacefully, but she remained prepared for any possibility. Decisive moment arrived when Zara publicly challenged Kalen to a diplomatic meeting. Zara offered a peaceful resolution that would benefit all Zarathians, but Kalen arrogantly refused, insisting on settling their dispute through strength alone. "If peace cannot convince you," Zara responded firmly, "then know that my people will stand strong against tyranny." Kalen's forces attacked soon after, launching aggressive strikes across Zara's territories. Zara responded swiftly, guiding her forces calmly and strategically, determined to protect her people. Thanks to the preparations made with Luke's technology and guidance, Zara's side quickly gained the upper hand. The conflict reached a crucial turning point when Kalen himself was captured during an attack. Zara met with him privately, determined to find common ground despite their differences. "Why choose war when peace offers so much more?" Zara asked sincerely, her voice gentle but firm. Kalen looked at her defiantly at first, but eventually his expression softened. "I sought power," he admitted slowly, believing strength was the only way. "True strength is found in compassion and unity," Zara explained patiently. "Our people deserve leaders who prioritize their well-being above personal ambition." Move. By Zara's words and her genuine desire for unity, Kalen finally surrendered, publicly endorsing Zara's leadership and her vision of peace. With his support, remaining resistance quickly dissolved, and peace slowly returned to Zarathia. News of Zara's victory soon reached Brightport, filling Luke with pride and relief. Zara immediately contacted him, sharing her success and gratitude. "We did it, Luke," Zara said joyfully. "Your support was crucial." "I knew you could do it," Luke replied happily. "I never doubted your strength." With stability restored, Zara focused on rebuilding Zarathia. She reached out to Brightport, strengthening their alliance and friendship. Regular communication between. Their worlds became routine, enriching both societies culturally and technologically. Eventually, Zara invited Luke and other Brightport representatives to visit Zarathia. Luke accepted eagerly, thrilled to finally see the beautiful planet Zara had described. Upon arriving on Zarathia, Luke was amazed by its stunning cities, vibrant landscapes, and welcoming people. Zara greeted him warmly, showing him around proudly. "It's beautiful," Luke said sincerely, marveling at the elegant architecture and natural beauty. "I'm glad you think so," Zara replied happily. "Your presence here means a lot to me." During Luke's visit, Zara introduced him to her advisors and loyal supporters, expressing deep appreciation for Brightport's invaluable help. Together, they planned future collaborations and projects that would benefit both worlds. Luke and Zara spent evenings together, walking through serene gardens and sharing stories beneath the stars. Their friendship deepened further, rooted in mutual trust, respect, and shared experiences. "I never imagined my life would change so much," Luke admitted quietly one night. "Meeting you has brought so much meaning to my world." "You changed my life too," Zara replied gently. "Together, we found strength neither of us knew we possessed." As Luke's visit ended, both felt sadness at their impending separation, but comforted by the strong connection they had forged. Zara assured Luke she would visit Brightport soon, continuing their close alliance and deep friendship. "Thank you again, Luke," Zara said sincerely as he prepared to depart. "Your support and kindness have forever shaped Zarathia's future." Luke smiled warmly, his heart filled with pride and happiness. "And you forever shape Brightport's future too." Luke returned to Brightport with a sense of fulfillment and joy. His friendship with Zara had bridged two worlds, creating lasting peace and mutual prosperity. He knew their connection would endure, continually inspiring both their communities. Months passed smoothly with frequent communication between Zara and Luke. Their bond remained strong, continually reinforcing their alliance and cooperation. Together, they tackled new challenges and celebrated shared successes, always guided by friendship, trust, and compassion. Brightport flourished with newfound prosperity, enriched by the partnership with Zarathia. Luke took pride in knowing his humble role as an engineer had contributed to something profoundly impactful. Zara visited Brightport regularly, always warmly welcomed by the community. Her presence symbolized the powerful bond forged through shared struggles and triumphs. One evening, as Zara and Luke stood together watching another peaceful sunset over Brightport, Zara spoke softly, her voice filled with gratitude and warmth. "Luke, your courage and kindness have transformed both our worlds. Thank you for being my truest friend and strongest ally." Luke turned to Zara, smiling gently. "Our friendship gave us the strength to accomplish great things. I'm grateful to share this journey with you." Together, under the gentle glow of the evening sky, they stood quietly, knowing they had created a legacy of unity, understanding, and enduring friendship. After Zara's return to Brightport, life gradually settled into a new routine. Luke found himself happier and more content than ever before. Zara spent her days learning about human culture and life on the colony. In turn, she shared fascinating stories of Zarathia, helping Luke and the colonists understand her people better. Her presence brought a sense of wonder and excitement to their daily lives. One day, Zara received urgent news from her empire. There was trouble at home. A powerful political rival named Kalen had openly challenged her leadership. Zara's advisors pleaded with her to return and handle the situation immediately. Luke could see the worry in Zara's eyes as she read the message, and he knew she would soon have to leave again. "Zara, is there anything we can do to help?" Luke asked quietly, standing beside her. She sighed softly, her expression heavy with responsibility. This is a conflict within my people, Luke. It's my duty to face it. But your support means more to me than you know. You'll always have that, Luke assured her warmly. Zara nodded gratefully. I must leave immediately, but I will return as soon as I can. Luke watched with a heavy heart as Zara quickly prepared to leave. Before departing, she turned to Luke, placing her hand gently on his arm. Be safe, Luke said softly, his voice filled with concern. I promise, Zara replied earnestly. She held his gaze for a long moment before stepping onto her ship. Luke watched as her vessel soared into the sky, feeling a familiar sense of emptiness as she disappeared. Days passed slowly. After Zara left, Luke kept himself busy with repairs and upgrades to colony systems, hoping work would distract him. However, news reached Brightport soon after. Zara had been captured by Kalen's forces and imprisoned. Luke felt a deep fear grip his heart. Without hesitation, he decided he had to help Zara. He approached the colony leaders, explaining his plan. Although they were initially hesitant about risking further conflict, they recognized Luke's determination and agreed to help. Luke quickly prepared a small ship, loading it with advanced equipment and tools he would need for the rescue mission. The journey to Zarathia was long and nerve-wracking. Luke reviewed all the information Zara had shared about her world and carefully planned his approach. His heart pounded with worry and determination as he finally entered Zarathian space, flying undetected toward Zara's location. Using stealth technology, Luke landed quietly near the prison complex where Zara was being held. Moving carefully through the darkness, he approached the facility, his mind racing with strategies for Zara's rescue. Inside the complex, Zara sat quietly in her cell, her thoughts filled with concern for her people and for Luke. She had tried to negotiate with Kalen, but his ambitions for power overshadowed any reason or compassion. Zara feared deeply for the future of Zarathia. Suddenly, a quiet sound caught her attention. Zara stood quickly, looking toward the shadows as Luke emerged silently, his face filled with relief upon seeing her unharmed. Luke, Zara whispered in surprise and joy, moving quickly to the bars of her cell. I'm here to get you out, Luke whispered. Urgently, working quickly to unlock the cell door with his tools. Zara watched in awe, deeply touched by Luke's bravery and determination. As the cell door swung open, Zara stepped out, grasping Luke's hand firmly. Thank you, she said earnestly, her violet eyes bright with gratitude. We're not safe yet, Luke cautioned gently, guiding her swiftly back through the shadows. As they moved quietly through the facility, alarms suddenly blared, echoing loudly around them. Guards rushed out, weapons drawn. Luke and Zara quickly sought cover, using the shadows to avoid detection. There's another way out, Zara whispered urgently. Follow me. She led Luke swiftly through hidden corridors she knew well, evading guards with practiced ease. Finally, they reached an exit, leading to Luke's ship. Just as they prepared to leave, Kalen himself appeared, his eyes filled with anger and determination. You cannot escape, Zara, Kalen growled. Advancing slowly, Luke stepped protectively in front of Zara, his voice steady and firm. We're leaving. Kalen, Zara belongs with her people. Kalen laughed coldly, stepping closer. She is weak, unfit to rule. You're wrong, Luke responded fiercely. Zara is the strongest person I've ever known. She leads with compassion and wisdom. Zara stepped forward, standing proudly beside Luke. Kalen, I will always defend my people, but I will never rule through fear and cruelty as you would. Kalen hesitated, momentarily unsure. Zara's powerful words had clearly affected him. Taking advantage of the pause, Luke swiftly activated a device that emitted a powerful pulse, temporarily disabling Kalen's weapon. Now, Luke urged Zara, pulling her swiftly toward their ship. They ran quickly, reaching Luke's vessel just as Kalen's guards appeared behind them. Luke started the engines, swiftly lifting them away from danger. Zara watched through the window, feeling deep relief as her planet slowly shrank behind them. Thank you, Luke, Zara whispered again, her voice filled with deep emotion. Luke glanced at her, smiling warmly. I'd never leave you, Zara. They traveled quietly back toward Brightport, each lost in thought. Zara felt immense gratitude for Luke's courage and loyalty, realizing how much he had come to rely on him. Luke was relieved and happy he had succeeded, knowing his friendship with Zara was something truly special. Upon their return, the Brightport community welcomed them warmly, celebrating their safe return and successful mission. Zara spent time recovering and reflecting on her future. She knew she had to return to Zarathia eventually, but this time she would go back stronger, more determined, and accompanied by allies she trusted deeply. Luke supported Zara fully, offering encouragement and strength as she planned her next steps. Their bond grew even stronger, built upon shared courage, trust, and genuine care. Luke, Zara said quietly one evening as they stood together, looking up at the stars, I realized something important during all this. What's that? Luke asked gently. Zara met his gaze warmly. True strength comes from trust, friendship, and compassion. You showed me that. Luke smiled, deeply moved by her words. We showed each other. Zara nodded slowly, happiness clear in her eyes. Together we can overcome anything. Luke reached out, gently taking Zara's hand. Together, he repeated warmly, knowing their bond was strong enough to face whatever future challenges awaited them. They stood quietly under the stars, their hearts filled with hope and confidence, ready to face the future side by side. In the days that followed Zara's revelation, Luke found himself thinking often about her life as a queen. He understood now why Zara had seemed cautious and guarded. Despite her status, Zara remained humble and kind, qualities that made Luke admire her even more. Her bravery in returning to the colony, even knowing the danger, deeply impressed him. The colony leaders, after learning Zara's true identity, offered her their full support and protection. Guards were placed around her. Ship and defenses were strengthened around Brightport. Luke spent long hours working with the colony's security team, upgrading equipment and ensuring every system was prepared for any future threats. Luke also made sure to spend time with Zara each day. Their friendship continued to grow, and Luke noticed Zara becoming more comfortable and open with him. They often walked together through the quiet paths of the colony during the evenings, sharing stories and dreams. One evening, as they watched the sunset, Zara spoke softly. Luke, your colony has given me a rare gift, a chance to be myself. It's peaceful here. Luke smiled warmly. You deserve peace, Zara. You carry so much responsibility. Zara nodded gently. Sometimes it feels too heavy, but being here with you makes everything feel lighter. Luke felt warmth rise in his chest, touched deeply by her words. He glanced at Zara, her silver skin glowing softly in the fading light, her violet eyes peaceful yet reflective. He realized then just how much she had come to mean to him. The peace of the evening was suddenly shattered when alarms blared loudly across the colony. Luke jumped to his feet, his heart racing. Zara stood swiftly beside him, instantly alert and tense. What's happening? Luke asked urgently. An attack, Zara replied. Quickly, her voice calm but determined. My enemies must have found me again. Together, they rushed toward the central control room of the colony. Inside, the leaders and security teams were already scrambling to respond to the threat. Screens showed multiple enemy ships descending rapidly toward Brightport, their intentions clearly hostile. We need to defend the colony, Luke stated firmly, stepping forward. Zara, you should get somewhere safe. Zara shook her head resolutely. No, Luke, this is my battle. I must stand with your people. I brought this danger here. Luke admired Zara's bravery, but his worry grew. Still, he respected her decision and focused on coordinating defenses. Zara provided strategic insights into enemy tactics, greatly aiding their preparations. As enemy ships landed outside the colony, fierce fighting erupted. Brightport's defenders held strong, using Luke's Enhanced systems effectively. Zara herself fought bravely alongside Luke, her courage inspiring everyone around her. She moved with grace and determination, protecting the colonists as fiercely as any of their own. Despite their brave resistance, the attackers were relentless, pushing deeper into the colony. Luke and Zara, along with several defenders, found themselves cornered near the main landing bay. Enemy soldiers advanced, weapons raised, their faces cold and ruthless. "Surrender the queen," one attacker commanded harshly. "Do so, and we will leave your colony unharmed." "Never," Luke responded fiercely, stepping protectively in front of Zara. "Luke," Zara whispered urgently, "you must not sacrifice your people." "For me, you're one of us now," Luke declared firmly. "We stand together." The attackers advanced again, weapons charging. Just as they were about to fire, a sudden, powerful blast shook the ground. Zara's eyes widened with surprise as reinforcements from her empire arrived, descending swiftly upon the enemy forces. "It's my royal guard," Zara explained quickly, relief clear in her voice. "They tracked my distress signal." The attackers quickly fell back, overwhelmed by Zara's forces. Within moments, the battle ended, and calm slowly returned to Brightport. Zara turned toward Luke, gratitude and relief clear in her violet eyes. "Your courage humbles me, Luke," Zara said softly. "I owe you and your colony more than words can say." Luke smiled warmly. "We take care of our friends, Zara." Zara's royal guards approached swiftly, bowing deeply before her. They reported the complete defeat of the enemy forces and informed Zara it was safe to return home immediately. Zara hesitated, glancing at Luke with uncertainty. Luke saw the conflict in her expression and understood. She had found peace and genuine friendship here, yet her responsibilities called her home. "You have to go," Luke said gently, hiding the sadness he felt. "Your people need you." Zara nodded slowly. "Yes, but leaving this place and you is harder than I imagined." Luke felt his heart ache at her words, but managed a reassuring smile. "You'll always have friends here. Come back whenever you need peace." Zara stepped closer, placing a gentle hand on Luke's shoulder. "I promise I will return." "Your kindness changed my life, Luke." Luke placed his hand gently over hers, meeting her gaze warmly. "You changed mine too, Zara." With a final lingering look, Zara turned and walked slowly toward her ship. Luke watched silently, emotions heavy in his heart. The royal guards escorted Zara carefully, ensuring her safe boarding dock as Zara's ship lifted from Brightport. Luke felt a deep sadness mixed with pride. He knew Zara had grown stronger from her time here, and he had grown too, learning courage and loyalty from her dock days passed quietly, and life slowly returned to normal at Brightport. Luke immersed himself in work, but his thoughts frequently drifted to Zara. Her departure left a noticeable emptiness in his daily routine. One afternoon, Luke received an unexpected visitor. A small advanced ship landed softly nearby. Zara stepped out gracefully, smiling warmly as she approached him. Luke's heart raced joyfully at seeing her again so soon. "Zara," Luke said happily, "I didn't expect you back so quickly." "I could not stay away," Zara admitted, her voice gentle. "My people are safe now, and I needed to return here to you." Luke felt deep happiness fill his heart. He reached out, taking Zara's hand warmly. "Welcome back." Zara smiled brightly, relief and happiness clear in her expression. "It is good to be back." From that day forward, Zara made Brightport her frequent refuge, balancing her responsibilities with the peace she found there. Luke supported her fully, knowing their bond would only grow stronger with time. Together, they built a friendship founded on respect, courage, and genuine care. Brightport flourished under the alliance with Zara's empire, becoming a beacon of peace and cooperation. Luke felt pride in knowing his simple act of kindness and courage had contributed to something truly meaningful. Luke and Zara often reflected on their journey together, realizing how their paths had intertwined in unexpected ways. Each knew their friendship had changed them deeply, forever connecting their worlds. And in the quiet moments they shared, they found true happiness and a sense of belonging, knowing they had created something special together. The following morning, Luke woke early, still thinking about Zara and the unusual events of the previous night. He dressed quickly and headed straight to his workshop, eager to see if the alien ship was still there. To his relief, it was. Its smooth metal surface shone brightly under the morning sun dot. As he walked closer, Luke saw Zara and her guards standing beside the ship, speaking quietly among themselves. When Zara noticed him approaching, she smiled warmly and stepped forward to greet him. "Good morning, Luke," Zara said, her voice gentle and welcoming. "Morning," Luke replied with a friendly smile. "I didn't expect you'd still be here," Zara nodded slightly. "We must stay a bit longer. There are minor adjustments needed on the ship itself, and your colony has agreed to help." Luke felt a thrill of excitement at the prospect of more time with Zara. "If there's anything I can do, please let me know." "Actually," Zara began hesitantly, "there's something. Your skills impressed me greatly yesterday. Could you help us with repairs inside our ship?" Luke's eyes widened in surprise, and he quickly agreed. "I'd be honored." Together, they entered the ship, Zara leading the way through corridors illuminated by soft, glowing lights. Luke marveled at the smooth architecture and advanced technology, his eyes wide with wonder. Zara noticed his curiosity and smiled again. "Your technology amazes me," Luke admitted softly. "Your skills amaze me first," Zara responded warmly. "Your calm and careful manner are rare qualities, even among my people." They reached the ship's control room, where Zara showed Luke the damaged systems needing repair. Luke carefully examined each area, noting the complexity but confident in his abilities. He started his work, Zara quietly observing his progress dot as Luke worked. They talked more openly. Zara explained details about her homeworld, Zarathia, describing its beauty, culture, and traditions. Luke listened intently, fascinated by rich descriptions she shared. In return, Luke spoke of his own life, growing up on Earth and his eventual journey to Brightport Colony. "Why did you choose to live here?" Zara asked gently. Luke paused briefly, then answered honestly. "I wanted peace and simplicity. I love repairing things and helping people. This colony gives me both." Zara nodded thoughtfully, understanding his words deeply. "You speak wisely. Power and responsibility often rob us of peace and simplicity. Is your life very complicated?" Luke asked quietly, sensing the burden behind her words. Zara hesitated, her violet eyes showing brief sadness. "It can be," she admitted softly, her voice filled with gentle regret. As Luke worked, Zara found herself drawn to his steady presence and kindness. His honest and genuine manner touched her deeply. She began to wonder how different her life might have been if she had grown up in a simpler place, free from political gains and endless responsibilities. Hours later, Luke finished the repairs. Stepping back with satisfaction, Zara carefully checked the systems, impressed by the perfect results. "Thank you again, Luke," Zara said earnestly. "Your skills continue to impress me." Luke smiled warmly. "Happy to help." Zara invited him to join her for a meal inside the ship. They sat together in a comfortable, softly lit room, sharing stories and laughter. For the first time in years, Zara felt truly relaxed and at ease, her guarded nature slowly fading away. Their peaceful time together was suddenly interrupted by a loud alarm. Zara stood quickly, her expression changing instantly to concern. One of her guards rushed in, urgently speaking in their language. Zara listened intently, her face growing tense. "What's wrong?" Luke asked worriedly. "There are enemies approaching," Zara explained swiftly. "They followed us here. We must leave immediately to avoid endangering your colony." Luke stood, feeling a surge of protectiveness. "Can't we help you somehow?" Zara shook her head firmly. "This is not your battle, Luke. I cannot risk your people's safety." Luke felt helpless as Zara hurried toward the ship's control room. Following close behind, He watched as she swiftly activated various controls, preparing the ship for departure. "Take care, Zara," Luke said gently, sadness in his voice. Zara paused, turning back to face him. She took his hand gently in hers. "I will not forget you, Luke Harrison. Thank you for your kindness and friendship." "I'll remember you too," Luke replied sincerely. Zara smiled softly before releasing his hand. "Please leave quickly and safely." Luke nodded and hurried out of the ship, watching from a safe distance as it lifted smoothly from the ground. As it soared into the sky, Luke felt a deep sadness fill him, wondering if he would ever see Zara again. He returned slowly to his workshop, his heart heavy. For days, Luke found it difficult to focus, constantly thinking about Zara and their brief but meaningful connection. Then, unexpectedly, the colony received urgent news. Zara's ship had been attacked shortly after departure, and she had barely escaped with her life. Luke felt his heart tighten with fear and worry. Unable to sit idle, he volunteered to help coordinate the colony's support, using his engineering skills to strengthen defenses and prepare the colony in case of further trouble. As days passed, Luke received another surprise. Zara's ship returned, badly damaged but managing to land safely. Luke rushed out to meet her, relief flooding him. As he saw Zara emerge, unharmed but clearly shaken. "You're safe," Luke said, his voice full of relief. "Barely," Zara replied quietly, exhaustion clear in her voice. "We were fortunate to escape." Luke immediately set to work repairing the ship again, determined to help Zara however he could. Zara stayed by his side, clearly comforted by his presence. Late into the night, as Luke repaired the ship, Zara finally shared more of her story. She revealed that she was not just a traveler, but the monarch of the Zarathian Empire. Luke stopped working, stunned by the revelation. "You're a queen?" he asked softly, amazed. Zara nodded slowly, sadness in her eyes. "I didn't tell you because I wanted to experience simple kindness without my title affecting how people treated me." Luke understood immediately. "I treated you kindly because you deserved it, Zara. Your title doesn't change that." Zara's eyes filled with gratitude, her heart deeply touched by his sincerity. "I know. That is why I trust you, Luke." They continued working together quietly, their bond stronger now with honesty shared between them. Zara realized more clearly than ever that Luke's genuine kindness and unwavering support were invaluable. As Luke completed repairs once more, he knew he had become deeply involved in Zara's complicated life. But he also knew he wouldn't have it any other way. Their connection, built on mutual respect and genuine care, gave Luke a sense of purpose he hadn't known he needed. "Thank you," Zara whispered once more, her voice soft and full of emotion. "Always," Luke promised, knowing he truly meant it. Luke Harrison wiped the sweat from his forehead, leaning back against the metal wall of his repair shop. It had been another long day on the frontier colony of Brightport, a remote outpost at the edge of human-explored space. Life here was tough, but Luke enjoyed the quiet and simple rhythm of his daily routine. He repaired ships and equipment, chatted with friendly neighbors, and spent his evenings gazing up at the endless stars. That evening was different. Just as Luke was about to close his workshop, an alarm rang loudly throughout the colony. He jumped up, startled by the sudden noise. A message flashed across his communicator, instructing all repair engineers to report immediately to the landing bay. Luke quickly grabbed his tools and rushed out, wondering what could have caused such urgency. When Luke arrived at the landing bay, a large alien ship rested in the docking area. Its sleek and elegant design suggested advanced technology, far beyond what the human colony usually saw. Luke moved closer, joining a group of engineers who stared curiously at the craft. A door hissed open, and a tall alien woman stepped out, accompanied by two others who looked like guards. Luke watched in surprise, never having seen anyone quite like her. She had pale silver skin that glistened under the colony lights, and deep violet eyes that seemed both curious and cautious. She wore armor that shimmered faintly, but parts of it were badly damaged. The guards around her appeared nervous, keeping their weapons close as they scanned their surroundings. One of the colony leaders approached the newcomers cautiously. After a brief conversation, he gestured toward the engineers. Luke stepped forward. Instinctively, as the leader explained the situation, the alien woman's armor needed immediate repair. Although hesitant, she nodded her agreement, her eyes scanning the gathered crowd before settling on Luke. Something in her gaze made him pause, feeling a strange sense of responsibility. "I'm Luke," he said softly, stepping closer. "I can repair your armor. Please follow me." The alien woman exchanged glances with her guards before following Luke quietly to his repair station. Her footsteps were light, graceful, but he sensed the tension radiating from her. Luke cleared a space for her to sit and began carefully examining the damaged armor. The technology was unfamiliar, intricate, and delicate, unlike anything he had ever repaired before. "What's your name?" Luke asked gently, hoping to ease her apparent nervousness. She hesitated for a moment, then replied quietly, "Zara." "Nice to meet you, Zara," Luke responded with a friendly smile. He noticed a slight relaxation in her posture, which encouraged him. "I'll do my best to fix this quickly." "Thank you," Zara replied, her voice soft and melodic. Her eyes followed his every move carefully. As Luke worked, he noticed Zara's constant vigilance. She observed him closely, seemingly intrigued by his methods and careful handling of her armor. Luke explained each step he took, partly to reassure her, partly because he found her silence unsettling. "Your technology is remarkable," Luke admitted. "I've never seen anything this advanced before." "It is from my home world," Zara said, her voice hesitant yet proud. "Very few outsiders have ever seen it up close." Luke paused briefly, considering her words. "Then I'm honored," he said sincerely, his smile genuine. Zara studied him, surprised by his sincerity. She was accustomed to suspicion and caution from humans. Yet Luke seemed genuinely kind and respectful, traits she rarely encountered outside her people. Hours passed as Luke continued to repair the armor, his focus unwavering. Zara watched him with increasing curiosity, noting the meticulous care he applied to every tiny detail. Occasionally, they exchanged brief conversations, sharing small glimpses of their worlds and cultures. Finally, Luke sat back, wiping his hands. "It's finished," he said with satisfaction. Zara stood slowly, inspecting the repairs carefully. She moved her limbs, testing the armor's flexibility and strength. Her face showed genuine surprise and appreciation. "You have impressive skills, Luke," Zara said warmly, a faint smile appearing. "I didn't expect such precision," Luke chuckled softly. "I always give my best, especially for someone who seems important." Zara's smile faded slightly, replaced by guarded caution. Luke quickly added, "I only meant that you carry yourself like someone used to responsibility." "I'm sorry if I offended you." "You did not," Zara assured him gently. "But you are observant." Luke nodded, sensing there was more she wasn't sharing, yet choosing to respect her privacy. Zara seemed to notice his silent agreement, and her posture relaxed further. "Your colony is peaceful," Zara remarked, glancing around Luke's simple workshop. "Far different from my world." "Maybe one day I'll get to see your world," Luke said hopefully, tidying up his tools. Zara hesitated, her gaze turning distant. "Perhaps," she whispered, an unreadable emotion in her violet eyes. Luke sensed she was holding back, yet he didn't press further. Instead, he gathered his tools, preparing to close the shop for the night. As they stepped outside, Zara's guards approached swiftly, their expressions filled with relief at seeing her safe. "Thank you again, Luke," Zara said earnestly, meeting his gaze with genuine gratitude. "I am deeply grateful." Luke smiled warmly. "You're very welcome, Zara. I'm glad I could help." As Zara and her guards returned to their ship, Luke watched them disappear inside, feeling an odd pang of sadness. The ship's engines hummed quietly as it powered down for the night. Luke stood for a long moment, staring at the stars above, wondering if he would ever see Zara again. He walked back to his small quarters, thoughts swirling in his mind. Zara had seemed special, different somehow. Luke lay awake late into the night, replaying their meeting and hoping their paths would cross again. Soon, little did he know, his encounter with Zara had set events in motion that would soon change his life forever. Julia's days were filled with simple joys and meaningful experiences. Her life with Alex had settled into a comfortable rhythm, their bond growing stronger with every passing moment. Earth had fully embraced her, and in turn, she had come to deeply love and cherish her adopted home. One morning, Julia received another message from Laia. This time, the news brought excitement and anticipation. Her home planet was sending another delegation, this time for a longer stay to learn more deeply about Earth's ways. The delegation would stay for several weeks, observing and participating directly in human life. Julia felt thrilled yet nervous about the news. She wanted to ensure the visit would strengthen the connection between her two worlds. Alex reassured her gently, offering support and ideas to make the visit successful. Together, they carefully planned the delegation's activities, selecting experiences that showcase Earth's most beautiful and meaningful aspects. Julia contacted Mary, who eagerly agreed to help, offering her farm as a welcoming first experience. When the delegation arrived, Julia and Alex warmly welcomed them, introducing the members to Mary and other community leaders. The visitors seemed curious and open, immediately intrigued by Earth's peaceful and welcoming atmosphere at Mary's farm. The delegation observed daily life closely. They watched as Mary fed her animals, planted crops, and interacted kindly with her neighbors. Julia explained each activity, emphasizing the simplicity and fulfillment humans found in such tasks. Next, they attended a community gathering in town, witnessing firsthand the warmth and joy shared among neighbors. The delegation members engaged with townspeople, slowly warming up as they experienced human kindness and hospitality directly. Over the following days, Julia guided the delegation to various places, ensuring they experienced Earth's diverse beauty. They visited schools, parks, and local events, always warmly welcomed. Julia carefully explained human customs and traditions, making sure each moment was clear and meaningful. One day, Julia took the visitors hiking in the nearby mountains. The group marveled at Earth's natural beauty, pausing often to appreciate the scenery. Julia spoke openly, describing how such moments had deeply impacted her, filling her with peace and happiness. Earth taught me the value of slowing down and appreciating life, Julia explained softly. I never knew such peace until I experienced moments like this. The delegation listened carefully, reflecting thoughtfully on her words. They expressed appreciation for Earth's simple beauty. Understanding more clearly the emotions, Julia described. Julia also arranged visits to local homes, where families invited the delegation to share meals and conversation. These interactions deeply moved the visitors, revealing the genuine warmth and generosity that humans naturally offered. One evening, Julia organized a special gathering at the community center, inviting people to share stories about their lives. The delegation listened quietly, deeply touched by the personal narratives filled with challenges, triumphs, love, and joy. Julia herself shared her own story, honestly describing her initial reluctance, gradual acceptance, and eventual love for Earth. She expressed gratitude for the community's warmth and kindness, explaining how deeply these relationships had impacted her life. The delegation members spoke afterward, expressing appreciation and understanding. They acknowledged the powerful lessons Earth had offered and promised to share these insights widely upon their return home. As the delegation's visit neared its end, Julia and Alex organized a farewell gathering. Community members joined warmly, sharing heartfelt goodbyes and sincere thanks. The delegation expressed deep gratitude, clearly moved by their experiences. Earth has given us much to think about, one visitor said sincerely. We return home with new perspectives, eager to share the lessons learned. Julia felt deep satisfaction, knowing her goal had been achieved. Her two worlds had grown closer, connected by understanding and empathy. life quickly returned to normal. Julia and Alex resuming their peaceful daily routines. Julia continued her work teaching and engaging with the community. Each day brought new joys, strengthening her connection to Earth. One afternoon, Julia and Alex received exciting news. Mary was organizing a special celebration honoring Julia's contributions to their community. Julia felt humbled yet happy, deeply touched by Mary's thoughtful gesture. The event day arrived, the entire town gathering joyfully. People spoke warmly about Julia, expressing sincere appreciation for her kindness, wisdom, and dedication. Julia felt deeply moved, understanding clearly how deeply she had impacted her community. Mary presented Julia with a beautifully crafted gift, symbolizing their gratitude and friendship. "You've given us so much, Julia," Mary said warmly. "We're forever grateful you chose to stay with us." Julia felt tears in her eyes, overwhelmed by emotion. "You've given me even more," she replied softly. "Thank you for making Earth my true home." The celebration continued joyfully, filled with laughter, music, and genuine warmth. Julia enjoyed every moment, deeply grateful for the friendships and connections she had built. Afterward, Julia and Alex walked home slowly, savoring the peaceful evening. Julia felt reflective, her heart filled with gratitude. "I never imagined Earth would give me so much," Julia whispered softly, smiling gently. "Friendship, love, happiness, everything I ever dreamed of." Alex smiled warmly, gently squeezing her hand. "Earth gave us each other. That's the greatest gift of all." Julia leaned against him gently, feeling secure and peaceful. "Yes," she agreed softly. "The greatest gift?" Their life continued happily, filled with meaningful connections and simple joys. Julia cherished every day, grateful for the experiences and relationships that filled her life with warmth. One evening, Julia received another message from Laia. Laia shared exciting news. Julia's home planet had decided to create a permanent exchange program with Earth. They wanted Julia to lead this effort, guiding others who wished to experience Earth's beauty directly. Julia felt immense pride and joy, deeply honored by this request. She eagerly agreed, excited to help strengthen ties between her two worlds further. Alex embraced Julia warmly, his pride and happiness clear. "You've changed your world, Julia," he said gently. "I'm so proud of you." Julia smiled softly, feeling deeply fulfilled. "We changed it together," she replied warmly. "Everything I achieved was because of you and this amazing community." Together, they stood under the quiet starlit sky, feeling peaceful and hopeful. Julia's heart was full, grateful for her journey, and excited for the future ahead. Earth had given her more than she ever dreamed, transforming a temporary mission into a life filled with happiness, love, and purpose.